YouTube tarot reader, Lisa Lee, has been found using bad language during her twice-weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
They're witches.
So, apparently I'm a witch.
Because she's a witch.
We've got a witch!
I'm the love witch.
I am a witch.
I am a witch. I'm a witch.
Sally just came out.
Now the witch is back!
Indeed, now the witch is back. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Beyond Authentic, where we do tarot readings on this channel. Good evening to all of you. I hope you're all doing incredibly well this fine and dandy Tuesday evening. I always forget what day it is, except for the fact that it must be a Tuesday because I am going live and it isn't a Sunday. That's how I work these things out. So good evening, everybody. I'm just sorting out my desk as always, because you know I'm never fully organized for these things, am I? You would think after all these years of streaming I would be used to it all by now. Where is that need to go? It needs to go. Oh no, hang on, hold on everybody. There we go. Good evening. So good evening to Patricia. Hello Patricia, my darling. Good evening Dormouse. Hello. And good evening to Sonali Fakur. Hello my darling, long time no see. I hope everybody is doing well this evening. I am you love the headband. It looks really cool. It was a very girly pink and green flowery one, and I wore it for a few days before I was like, do you know what, I cannot deal with this anymore. So I got one of my scrunchies. I've got two the same that are black with green zombie skulls on. So I literally snipped it in half, took out the elastic, threaded it through the headband, or threaded the headband through it, and just glued it at the bottom, at the corners, folded all the fabric in and just glued it at the 2 points at the bottom. And it works fine. It works fine. It's a lot more me. Zombie skulls versus pink and flowery. Do you know what I mean? I know, right? Who would have thought I would even own something pink and flowery? Good evening to Linda. Hello, my darling. I hope you are doing very well. Thank you to those of you who joined me over on the other channel. I know, right? I've got a second channel, everybody, for those that don't know. It was a Slimming World channel, and we were live earlier on this evening, both me and Rufus. We go live on Tuesdays at about between 5 and past when we get a chance, after we've gone and weighed in at that there Slimming World on our diets. We go and we do a little live stream. I've just realized you can see my tattoo. Look, there we go. Look, trans colors, the trans flag, because trans people do exist. Donald Trump, we do exist. You cannot legislate us out of existence. Trans people do exist. So yes, indeed, that is my lovely tattoo. I wasn't planning on flashing that tonight, but anyway, there you go. So then we are going to be doing some tarot reading a little bit later. Well, not a little bit later, very, very shortly. Why is that? Did I move it the wrong way? I did, didn't I? Do you know, it's really difficult when you're streaming, right? When you are streaming and everything, I've got a screen in front of me that isn't quite, it's not a mirror, it's reversed. So it's showing it as it would appear on screen. So obviously this is my left hand, but because it isn't a mirror, it's very confusing. So you have to kind of twist things the opposite way to the way they need to be. And then because this is on the back of the microphone, it's just complicated. It's just so complicated. I know, right? First world problems. Anywho, how do I get that in there? She says, not letting you all know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, I thought, seeing as I've got a single strap top on, that it might look nice to have my witch's hat brooch. Is that going to work? not really. Well, you can sort of see it, I guess. So yeah, so we're going to do some tarot reading very, very, very shortly. Now, because we do tarot reading on this channel, I do need to explain that tarot is for entertainment purposes only. Adverts since you started. There's been 3 adverts since I started on the live. What? Hold on, everybody. I do apologise. That should not be happening. Can I even control that? Neil said the other day that he got all sorts of adverts. He was watching them back and he was getting all sorts of adverts coming up. It should not be. I've literally gone live for 7 minutes. I should not have had. There should not be that many adverts. Let me have a look. What is going on? This is you. This has got nothing to do with me. This is YouTube. Dormouse hasn't had any, but Patricia's had 3. This is it. You see, there is nothing that I can do. I cannot. There isn't a frequency or anything that I can put in on the back end to say like how many adverts or when or who. Yeah, Linda's not seen any either. Yes, on the YouTube, on the telly. Wow. Nope. There is nothing I can do about it. Nothing I can do about it. Hang on. Let me try this. Let me select a frequency. What's the longest? If I select every 24 minutes. So there shouldn't be one. There we go. So they should now go no longer than 24 minutes in between them. Okay, I mean no shorter than 24 minutes in between them. So I'll click that. See if that changes anything for you, Patricia. Wow. Yeah, there'll normally be one at the beginning. That's just because YouTube does that. None on the laptop, but the TV is catching them all. Wow, that is bizarre. And you know, when I watch my own channel back, because I sometimes watch to make sure that that's what I needed to do. Hang on, where did I put them? There we go. Hold on, I've got a cotton wipe. I just need to make sure. Bear with me, everybody. Bear with me, just 1 second. There we go. I just wanted to give the lens a bit of a wipe just in case it helps. And I'll do that top one as well, which means I'm probably going to have to move the camera back. So yeah, it's different for everybody. Sarah's saying that you haven't got any adverts coming up on yours. It's different for everybody. I don't know how the algorithm chooses, but it's down to their algorithm. It's got absolutely nothing to do with the various channels. All we do is set monetization, which means that, you know, it will play adverts on videos and things. And we that's it. I've clicked now one every 24 minutes, so it shouldn't be any more than that. Let me know though, Patricia, if you get a whole bunch of them, because it shouldn't be for every 24 minutes, but it's not going to be the same 24 minutes. People will get them at different times. So, but once you've had an advert, you shouldn't get another one for 24 minutes. So theoretically, hopefully that should work. I know, right? It's just bonkers. It is absolutely bonkers. We were watching something, I don't know whether it was Amber Lynn Reid that we watch or one of the reaction channels about Amber Lynn Reid, but we were watching something and there were adverts, like it was literally about every 2 minutes, every 3 minutes, and big ad breaks. You know, the ones where they play the like 30-second adverts and there's like 5 or 6 of them in a row. They were like that. So we shall see, everybody. We shall see. Hopefully it's not going to be too much of an issue tonight, but we shall see. Anyway, as I was saying, tarot is for entertainment purposes only, and you do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Okay, tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counseling advice. If you do need support in those areas, please do seek out professionals in those areas. Also, you do have to be 18 years of age or over, and of course, do please protect your own privacy and don't dox yourself on the internet. Okay, so keep your own information private on the internet now, on this channel and everywhere else on the YouTubes. Now you will notice you do have to be a subscriber on this channel. You have to be subscribed for at least 5 minutes before you can type in the comments section. That is down to me. That is something that I've put in place just so that people don't come in and then ask for a question and we never see them again. We ask for at least 5 minutes. I could extend that. It could be like days, but I think it's 5 minutes is long enough. So also there are 2 ways to get a question on this channel. So the first way is to wait until I open up a round. You will hear this noise. This isn't the round opening, but you will hear this noise. When that happens, it means a round is now opening. So that then is your time to get your questions in, starting with the word question. If that happens, they go into a hat. Okay, the keeper of the questions will then pick a random person and that person will get the reading for that round. If, however, you want to guarantee a reading, you can do so by sending a super chat of any amount at any time. Then the super chat, say if you send a super chat halfway through a reading, means you will be the next person. If you send a super chat now, you will be the first person. That's how it works. That is the only way to guarantee your reading is via super chat. And if you wanted a longer reading, a 6 or 7 or even sometimes more card reading, you can do so by sending a super chat of at least £8. That is about $10 or more. But that will come through and then I will do those readings. If I get more than one super chat, I do them in the order they came in. Hopefully that makes sense. So yes, the only other thing to tell you all is that occasionally I do use adulty language. And what do I mean by adulty language? Wow, have a look at this.
YouTube tarot reader Lisa Lee has been found using bad language during her twice weekly live streams. In a shocking turn of events, it has also been discovered that she will not tell you what you want to hear, only what you need to know. The internet is in collective shock that authenticity is alive and well in this corner of the YouTube meta space. Do not watch if you are easily offended.
Yes, indeed. Also, I am horrendously forgetful and will forget to press the mute button on the microphone. I will, it means things will echo, and I currently do not have the software to pull up questions on screen. Again, that is something I'm working on. I am currently in the middle of editing a recipe video for a Slimming World Nightshade allergy friendly curry recipe over on my other channel. So that is currently what I'm editing, and it is taking a long time because I'm doing it with multiple camera setups where I can. So yeah, it was a lot, but you know, it's fun. So once I finish that, hopefully between now and Sunday, I will be sorting out the ability to add in some software bits to pull messages up on screen, because it is something that I do miss. So then, the only other thing you need to be aware of, we do have moderators on the channel. You can see who a moderator is. Those are the people with a name in blue. I think tonight we've got Patricia, who is our how would you describe yourself, Patricia? Our grandmother witch. She well, for me she'd be mother witch, but she is our grandmother witch, our grand witch, who is here to maintain order. So be careful, otherwise she will turn you into a frog. She will, and she's got a good recipe for frog's legs. So you'll enjoy the recipe though. Do you know what, Dormouse? It is lovely. It is lovely. And it's really weird because, spoilers, but the beginning of the video, we call it a super simple, easy curry. And it is. But then Rufus says, all you need is your stovetop steamer, your slow cooker, and your soup maker. And occasionally you might want your air fryer as well. So as long as you've got 37 kitchen gadgets at hand, it's dead simple. It's not that bad. It's not that you don't need all of that. But yeah, we do laugh about it. But yeah, it was very very tasty. And I've got to say, he does make it a couple of times a week now, and it's his little project, his curries now. I used to be the one that did the curries. A keema matar, delicious. That was I was like, do you fancy a curry? Yep. Okay, I'm in the kitchen, and now Rufus has taken over curry duty. So I'm like, okay. Over to you. You're the chef. Over to you. Anyway, let's go ahead and open up a round, shall we? There was one other thing. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by multitude of ways. One way, you can hit that thumbs up button. That's magic. All that does is tell YouTube you like my content, right? That's all you need to do. That really helps. The other way of helping is to hit the subscribe button and dong your bell. And then YouTube will let you know every time I go live. Subscribers, we lost about 40 subscribers over Christmas time. Literally one day they just vanished. I was like, why is my count gone down? It's YouTube doing things. So do make sure, if you are watching this, if you haven't had an alert on your phone or your device or whatever, do double check you are actually subscribed. That's a really useful thing that YouTube was doing, which was unsubscribing people. So do make sure you're still subscribed, and then press your bell. The other way of supporting the channel is through a channel membership, where you just hit the join button. Then you get to come and hang out on live streams. I've got a, for the members, you're well-trained, Dormouse. You've hit the button. You've done the needful thing. You've done the do-does, the things. Another advert for polling day. What the hell is polling day? We haven't got an election, have we? Have we got an election? Have we? We can't have an election coming up already. Oh, what? Another one? My gosh. Yeah, so the other thing you get as members is you do get to come and hang out with us on the members only live streams. They're normally on a Sunday evening at around 6 p.m. We do longer ones as well, so there are random ones that I throw in, and I am working on. I may well do in February. Okay, there will be a members only giveaway on the members only lives, right? And you will be able to get yourself either one of these green and black healing bracelets or earrings. Okay, so that'll be coming up in February. This are we in February now? We're in February now. Yes, so in February, right? So you will get either some earrings if you want the earrings, if you've got pierced ears, or the healing bracelet thing, which is made with golden obsidian. Oh God, hang on. What was it? Golden obsidian, bloodstone, fluorite, green aventurine, and euconite. There you go. That's those things. So yes, indeed, that'll be coming up, and that's a members exclusive giveaway. Anyway, now I've said all the things, let's go ahead and open a round. So it is time. It's the proper noise now, the proper noise. So do go ahead, pop your question into that there live chat, starting with the word question, and your name will be added into the hat. That is the way to get a question on this channel, and then one of the people that asks the question will get their name pulled out the hat and will get the reading. Don't forget, if you are not chosen this round, select and copy your question ready for the next one. And if you want to guarantee your reading, you can always go ahead and send it through as a super chat. But you've got about 30 seconds, and then we will pick, or the keeper of the questions will pick the person who gets the reading. Hopefully that makes sense. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Yeah. It was muted. It should have been muted. Was there no sound on that one? Was there no sound? Right, okay. In that case, if there was no sound, let me get rid of New York. Let me get rid of New York. If I lock New York like that, then it can't be played. Right, okay. So I've locked New York. Good evening to who's just popped into the chat. Good evening to Melinda, and good evening to Colton Price. Hello to both of you. We've got a question for Linda. Linda, let me have a look. Linda. Where is a question for Linda? There we go. Is your son safe? Oh, I hope so. I hope so, Linda. Let's have a look. Right. I pinned your question to the top for this doodah. Thank you, Patricia. It's normal now. Thank you very much. Right then, let's have a look. So as always, we're using not as always, but as I like to do at the moment, we're using the Fifth Spirit Tarot deck. And I'm using this deck because it is a phenomenally it's full of DEI. Diversity. It's full of DEI. It's 100% diverse. It's got lots of different body types, races, genders, sexualities. There are different body shapes and sizes in there. So there are larger people, skinnier people, all across the board. It is a good mix of humanity, which I absolutely adore. So that's why I use this deck. So then it's also quite blunt. Now, as most people know, the way I read, it can be a little bit blunt, but it's also full of love and compassion. It's just without all the fluffy bits on it. Right then, so as always, Linda, we cleanse the space for you. And I bring in the always lovely Wispy. So then, Wispy, Linda's question is her son safe? Is Linda's son safe? Let's have a look. Let's see what the cards have to say. Again, it's not legal advice, financial advice, counselling advice, or medical advice. Obviously, I don't know the situation that your son is in, my darling, but I hope so. Let's have a look at what the cards are saying. So, is Linda's son safe? We'll have a look at the standard. I tell you what, we'll do the past, present, future. How about that? The past, present, future. So then, Wispy, let's have a look. So, past, Seven of Swords. Very tough decisions in the past. Very, very tough. Life lessons. So, big, massive life hurdles. And they were tough decisions to make. So, whatever's going on with your son, Linda, whatever situation that he's in, it wasn't an easy decision to enter this, whatever it is. It wasn't an easy decision. It was one of those things where there were lots and lots and lots of how can I put it? There were lots of confusing issues and things like that. Does that make sense? And it's like there were, whatever this is, it's a massive life lesson. These are big hurdles and challenges, big obstacles that life is putting in place, but they are the things we learn from, right? I always call it, these are growing pains, if that makes sense. And the thing about growing pains is that's how we grow. That's how we get through life, is we have to grow. And every situation that we grow in, the more important the lesson it is, the harder it is to learn. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you're a kid, if you've got a hot drink when you're a kid and you spill it on you, you know it's hot. If you put your finger in a hot cup of coffee, you know it's hot. And it's that way that you go, okay, I won't do that again. And there's lots of different life lessons that we have. And this, for me, increasingly the swords is that it is those hurdles and obstacles that are sent to try us. Okay, sometimes those life lessons we get to choose, like in this case. It's almost like which I don't know why I want to say which. It's almost like what country, but I don't think it is what country. But it's almost like which direction is he going in to live his own life and live those to get those life lessons. Do you know what I mean? It's that vibe. In the present, you've got the High Priestess. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. The High Priestess is all about following the law, following by the book. There's a certain spiritual element with the High Priestess, obviously, because she is a High Priestess. However, there's also this idea of following the rules that are laid down. And it... Ooh. Wispy, give me that again. It's almost like it's not a cult, but it's a cult. It's like I'm talking about bloody Slimming World again. It's... Oh... He's... Okay, Wispy. I get the impression... I've got all of the things going around my head all at once, and it's like got in with a bad crowd, or is following. He's a follower, not a leader, is basically what I think this card is telling me, right? Because he isn't the High Priestess. I don't know whether he's got into a relationship with a High Priestess, or whether he is almost blindly following somebody, and you know, for him, she's his High Priestess. But there's something there around this idea that he is following people, and I don't know. I don't know quite what that is, if that makes sense, Linda. It feels very much like he's, I don't want to say under her sway, but it's almost that he's under her sway. Do you know what I mean? So the High Priestess, I'll tell you what, let me get the next card down. 5 of Swords reversed. Right, so there is whatever's happening, right? Whatever his situation is currently, he is I want to say he's safe physically. Emotionally, I'm not so sure, because this 5 of Swords, the fives are all about things being in turmoil, things being a bit tipsy-turvy, upside down. And you can see here that this one's got, we've got the blades, we've got the swords, and 3 of them are in the ground and 2 have been just dropped. So there's this idea of like victory, and then other people have lost. But this is even reversed. So it's like there are some really hard lessons that that he needs to learn, if that makes sense. There's some really hard lessons that he's learning, and he just has to go. He has to go his own way and learn them in his own way. Does that make sense? Thank you, Patricia. He has to. Yeah, whatever's going on for him, I don't know whether it is like, all that's going around my head now is gang, cult, in with a bad lot, being swayed by a relationship or some sort of person that's got him under their sway. It's almost like the tiger in the Jungle Book. Was that Bagheera? I can't remember. And it's not the tiger, it's is it a panther? The black one, who does the song Trust in Me. Oh, that's the snake, wasn't it? The snake who does Trust in Me. My memory is so shockingly bad, isn't it? The snake who did the song Trust in Me with the eyes, right? It's almost like being under hypnosis. This is what Wispy's given me, is this image. So he's under her spell, under her God, what is the word I'm looking for? It's like he's being manipulated by her, but not in a way that he can pick up at the moment, right? So if this is a relationship he's in, then it's like he's I can't remember what the word is. The word is when Dracula has the Dracula brides and the vampire brides, and they are under his blank. It's an S word, and I can't remember for the life of me what it is because my brain is Swiss cheese today. But he's under their control, their hypnosis, their hypnotic sway, basically. I think, right, in all honesty, I think he is okay for now, right? And I don't think he's ready to come back. I don't know what this means, but I don't think he's ready to come back yet, right? Whatever's happening at the moment in his life, he hasn't reached the point yet where he needs to turn back. Do you know what I mean? It's like he hasn't reached rock bottom yet. He hasn't hit that moment yet of going, oh shit, I need to bounce back, right? It's like he's still testing the waters. He's still trying to see where this path leads. He hasn't yet got to the point where he's gone, ooh, this might not be the best for me. I need to bounce back. We're doing 2, Wispy. Yeah, magician, he's under a thrall. Thrall! Thank you. That was brain. That was the word. He's under the thrall and the 5 of cups. Wow. Yeah. The magician reversed is all about manipulation. Okay, so somebody is manipulating him. Somebody is trying to tell him that the grass is blue and the sky is green, right? He will realise, he will come to his senses and realise that actually that doesn't quite sound right. And I am sure that colour is blue when I look up, not green. He will come to those senses. But at the moment, I don't know if he's. I don't know if this is a relationship that he's in. But it feels very much like at the moment he needs to learn this lesson. This is like a life lesson for him. It's going to be painful as hell for you, my darling. It is going to be painful as hell, and I'm sure you want to reach out to him and basically go, "Oh my God, what are you doing? Can't you see? Like, open your eyes. Oh my God, this path is only leading in one direction. Look at this, look at this, look at this," right? I am sure that you are trying to do all of those things with that mother's instinct. However, for your son, he just thinks you're interfering because at the moment he's under her thrall. He is literally kind of under her sway, and there is no way at the moment that you can pull him back yourself. You have to wait for this story to run its course and get to the end of the story, end of the chapter, and then he will realise. Okay, so all you can do, my darling, is be there with an open door for when he comes back, if that makes sense. And he will come back. He will realise. Both of these 5s being reversed, it's like at the moment he's just in the middle of it, right? He's in the thick of it. He cannot see the wood for the trees at the moment, partly because this other person is there basically going, oh, look this way, look that way, look up, look down, look left, look right, oh, look at this, and is acting as a complete distraction. At some point that will change, and when it does, that is the moment that he will come to that realization and go, shit. And okay, I'm just going to say it, Wispy. He knows that he can come to you. Okay? He knows that he can come to you. Can't come back yet, and yes, it's very painful. He will come back to you, my darling. He will come back to you. So just keep an open mind, keep an open door, keep an open heart. But remember, unconditional love doesn't exist, right? You love, and there are conditions. Those conditions are that you yourself are safe and that you yourself are protected, and that means in all ways. Okay, so don't put yourself out there and don't make yourself too poorly over this. He will be okay. He will be coming back. It's going to take a while for him to sort his head out, right? He's not at that point yet. He hasn't given his head a proper shake yet, right? I hope that helps, Linda, my darling. I really, really, really do. But that's going to be your reading, my darling. I think long term, I think he will be fine, and he will recover from whatever's happened, and he will move forward past whatever's happened, and he will, have a better life to come, if that makes sense. It's just at the moment, he's in the thick of it, and I don't think he quite grasps the enormity of what he is, or where he is, and what's happening right now. But he will. Okay, he will. It honestly, it feels very much like he will realise this turmoil. Fives are not permanent. Fives are not permanent. Fives are halfway through the suits. They are literally, we are at that learning point. We're at that point where, things will change because they have to. I hope that helps, Linda, my darling. I really, really do. Best of luck to you, my darling. Best of love. Lots of love to your son. Lots of love to you. Let me have a look in the chat. Patricia, easy to say, Linda, but try not to worry too much. Absolutely. He knows where you are if he wants to get in touch. Absolutely, my darling. And the thing is, that's going to be one of the hardest things, is not having contact whilst it's either not possible or that it's not desired somehow. He'll be in touch, okay, and you will hear from him, and there will be a turnaround. I'm sure of it. I don't know why I'm sure of it. There's just this, my gut is screaming to say in time he will realize, and he will need you. And he will realise that. Patricia says, as we used to say in your world, keep a light burning in the window so he can find his way home. Absolutely, I like that. Linda, all makes perfect sense, including the reference to a foreign country and the law. Okay, can't come back yet, and yes, it's very painful. I bet it is, my darling. I absolutely bet it is. Bear with. I've got your super chat name here. Bear with me. Ellis, you've dropped 2% body fat and gained 4% muscle mass after 4 weeks in the gym. I didn't think you had that much body fat on you anyway, Ellis. So you feel great, just sharing the positivity. That is amazing. Well done. Show off. I know, right? Show off. I lost 1 pound at Slimming World this week. Could have had a poo and I would have lost more weight than that. But anyway. Well done, Ellis. I'm only joking, my friend. That is very good. Gaining 4% muscle mass. That's a lot, I think. Sounds like a lot. I don't know these fitness things. It's a whole other world. Ask me how many calories in a Toblerone and I might be able to tell you. Ask about 2%, 5% body mass weight thingy, index, all of that. No idea. Name here. Sorry that super chat is not clear. You're curious to know why your boss is going to talk to you tomorrow. There's 2 reasons you can think of. You sent an email asking Rang to check your roommate's mental health. Your boss is going to check your roommate's mental health. Okay. Hang on. No worries, Linda. But you had a what? Do you know what? Hold on. I know I've got amazing eyeshadow on today. Well, it was when I did it. I don't know if it still is. But I need my old lady gogs. You had a tiff recently because he didn't like the fact you talked to another manager about a rumour that you heard about him trying to replace it. Oh gosh, office drama. Office drama. You're amazed the machines can measure this stuff. I am amazed about this stuff. Wow, Patricia is getting all the adverts today. You shouldn't be getting them. I've ticked it for 24 minutes. You should not be getting them this much. So I've got no idea why the YouTubers decided that you are a prime target for adverts. I've got no idea why that is happening. Right, name here. Let me get to your question. So, let me try and understand your question. You're curious to know why your boss is going to ring you tomorrow. There's two reasons you can think of. One, you sent an email asking manager to look at your roommate's mental health. You must work with your roommate. And secondly, you had an upset with your boss about a rumour that you didn't like him. He didn't like you. Right. And he was going to replace you. Right. Okay. Okay. I think I get the gist, my darling. Let me have a look. I've pinned the message. Oh gosh, hang on. What am I doing? That one. Right. Okie dokie. Let's have a look. Okay. We all work together and they offer employee housing, so we have an issue with a roommate, we take it to the manager. Ah, right. Okay, that makes sense, my darling. That makes sense. Good evening, HS. Hello, everyone, says HS. Good evening to you. Right then, my darling, let's go and have a wee look. Yeah, I think there must be a difference, Sarah. If you are watching on TV, you must get more adverts than those watching on phone, tablet, whatever else. Right then, so name here, we are going to cleanse the area for you, my darling. And of course, bring in the lovely Wispy with our wind chime sounds. And let's have a look. So Wispy, a complicated one here for name here. Name here is wanting to know, basically, their roommate has a few issues at the moment, and they want to know, is the boss going to be ringing them about the roommate's issues, or are they ringing about an issue that the roommate raised with another manager about the manager, if that makes sense? So what we're going to do is I'm going to do you I think you've donated for a longer card reading, if that makes sense. Okay. Name here, it sounds incredibly toxic. It sounds very toxic. Your manager's in a tiff with you. You feel like he's too emotionally involved and he overstepped. He likes to say how much he protects you, and it sounds like he was crying, so you hung up. Okay. Let's have a look. Let's see what's happening. Let's see what is happening. Okay. Hang on. That's not correct. The alternative is that he's going to talk to you about another issue you had. You spoke to that's what I've just said. Name here. That's what I just said. Right. Your boss is going to talk to you. One issue is the issue with the roommate. Okay, that is issue one. So that is an issue that you have asked one of the managers to check in with your roommate's mental health. That is issue A. Issue B is that your boss, you spoke to another manager about rumors that you heard that your manager doesn't like you, and that you were going to get replaced. You were going to get fired, right? So your boss doesn't like the fact that you spoke to another manager is option B, that he could be ringing you, and option A is about your roommate's mental health. Okay, so That's what we've got. Two very distinct possibilities. Of course, it could be a third possibility. Either way, that's what we're going to look at. I assume that you're wanting a longer reading, even though you've sent $8, not £8. It should be $10, but that's fine. I'm going to do you a longer reading for that for today. So I think I need to make it clearer on the doodah, but that's fine. So Wispy. This is, and to be honest with you, Wispy knows anyway, so it doesn't really matter. It's just clarifying from my own perspective. But Wispy, we've got two possible options here. Okay, so we've got option A, where name here's boss is ringing or is contacting them because of the roommate's mental health. And we've got the option B, the second option, that the boss is contacting them in a relation to rumours that name here have heard and brought up with a separate manager. Okay, so then, which one is it? Which one are we looking at? Thank you, Patricia. Let's have a look. So then, we're going to... By the way, if anyone's wondering what I keep referring to, Wispy. Wispy is an air elemental... Tulpa, egregore, servitor, whatever you want to call it. There's a whole podcast episode where we discuss how I created my dragons, what they are, and how I use them for tarot. There's a what's it called? A link in the description box. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I was looking for. There's a description down there, a link in the description box, sorry, and I've just put the link into the comments as well, into the chat as well, into the live chat, so you can see that link. Go and check it out afterwards if you want to know why I keep referring to Wispy as an entity, because they are an entity. They are the ones who run back and forward for the Akashic record for me. So then let's have a look. So we're going to do you two distinct spreads. Okay, so we're going to have on A, we'll look at the option, and B, we'll look at the option, and then we'll see which is more likely. Do you want to do that, Wispy, or do you not? Hang on. I'm getting, maybe we're not going to do that. Maybe I'm going to do a different spread. Okay. Scarlet's still around, Patricia. Scarlet is still around. Scarlet only tends to come up when there is lustful energy around. I'm funnily enough, on the nearest Sunday to Valentine's, which will be Sunday the 16th, I'm going to be specifically bringing Scarlet in to do some spicy adulty readings. I might even go live on that Friday night of Valentine's itself. I don't know yet. Anyway, right, Wispy. So we've got option A and option B. Okay, we know what they are. Roommate, boss wanting to replace name here. Let's have a look. So, okay, we've got the moon reversed in option A. Option B, the 9 of swords. Okay. Okay, let's look. Let's look. 5 of Pentacles and the page. These are linked. These are linked. They're gonna talk to you about all of it. Oh, Ace of Wands. So you've got everything reversed, and so far everything upright. But you've got right. Okay, so they're talking to you about both. They're talking to you about both. Okay, they are talking to you about both. They are, when we're looking across the two options, you've got the moon coming in reverse. So the moon for me is about spirituality. It is about intuition. It's about that intuitive connection. It can also be looking at a 28-day cycle. So you're looking at within a month. This is reversed. So this is something that is... I think that they can wholeheartedly, I think they can look at your roommate's mental health. I don't think they're going to bring that back to you though, and I think there is something here that okay, thank you, Wispy. They're going to fudge this. Right, as far as your roommate's concerned, they are not concerned, right? They are not concerned in the slightest. They are going to fudge it. This is navel gazing. This is when you are sitting around waiting for inspiration to hit, waiting for intuition to hit, waiting for that spiritual connection, when all the while you've been sat in the wood looking at the moon and you're waiting for something big and special, and what you're actually missing is the fact that you've got a glorious full moon on a clear night while you're sat there bathing in the moonlight. You completely have bypassed that because you're wanting sparks or whatever, right? This is navel gazing, right? This is, they are not going to be, it's not that they don't care about your house roommate, it's just that they're not going to do anything at this moment in time, right? 5 of Pentacles. Pentacles is work, career, finances. It's also growth energy because it's connected to that earth element, right? 5s, as you've already seen, 5s for me are all about turmoil. They're all about stresses. They're all about things being up in the air. This is reversed. Interestingly, with this deck, it's a milestone. So we get to the 5s and we're halfway through that that initial suit, right? We are halfway through before we get to the court cards. So this is that point of almost pausing, reassessing, readjusting our direction. This again is reversed. They are not interested, right? They are not interested. They might tell you, oh, we're taking it under advisement and blah, 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 blah. They are not that worried about your roommate's mental health, right? It's something they're either going to downplay or they are going to, you know, briefly mention, okay, well, we've spoken, we've had a meeting and we'll speak to your roommate and that's all we can tell you. It's going to be one of those, right? Because there's nothing there. You've got the Ace of Wands. Wands for me are security. They are self-esteem, self-confidence, self-growth, all of those lovely things. This is reversed, right? This is reversed. This new self-growth, this is not coming in. This is not going to be a time where you are particularly comfortable, if that makes sense. It's going to be something where they are not going to deal with this with you, right? So whatever's happening, whatever this is, right, this growth is not going to happen anytime soon, right? They are going to try and minimize whatever's going on with your roommate. They're going to try and minimize it. They won't come back and tell you anything because of GDPR or I don't know if you're in the States. I don't know what GDPR would be called in the States. Data protection, right? And is it called HIPAA? But there'll be something around privacy rules, right, that they can't go into it. Once you've said, oh, you know, I think my roommate is struggling with XYZ, they won't be able to go into it with you. They will take it to the board and, you know, it will be dealt with away, if that makes sense. This Ace of Wands is concerning though. This Ace of Wands is concerning. If it was the other way up, it would say that it's coming to a it's like the root of it is coming from a place of growth, coming from a place of healing, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Thank you, Wispy. Yes, it's coming from if it was this way up, it would be saying, look, it's going to come from a place of healing. Leave it in their hands. It'll be okay. I think they're going to, certainly as far as you're concerned, you're probably going to get, don't worry about it. We're looking into it. We're you know, advising them about if they want to seek counselling and all of that. They won't be arranging anything. They won't be doing any action, but they will be trying to fudge things where they can, right? In terms of the other issue, because I do think both of these are going to be mentioned, because you've got the Nine of Swords. Swords is trial, tribulation, and obstacles, challenges, and hurdles, right? So for me, Swords is all about the lessons that we've got to learn in life. And for me, the nines are full. 10 is overflowing. So the 9 is full. This is whatever you said to the other manager hasn't been taken in confidence, right? So it's not like it. Okay, let me hang on. Let me change this. Hold on. Right. It's what I always say about HR departments, right? An HR department is not there for the employees. An HR department is there to limit the liability of the company, right? It's not there. In theory, it's there to protect the employees. It isn't. It is there to protect the company from being sued by the employees if something fucks up. So if an employee is SA'd, right? Again, certain language you can't use on YouTube, but if an employee is SA'd by another employee, that is dealt with. If or punched physically, like smacked over the head, something like that, if that happens by another employee, it's dealt with. If the company is embezzled, it's dealt with. 9 times out of 10, all of this stuff is dealt with behind closed doors. If somebody falls and breaks a leg, right, well, we'll put you on workers' comp. We won't send you, 500,000 compensation. We'll just give you a bit of workers' comp. They are there to protect the company's needs, not the individuals, right? So this 9 of Swords that you've got, whatever you've said to the manager has got back to your manager, right? And they aren't happy. It's almost like, if you've got a problem, you need to come and speak to me. It's the only thing I would advise you to do, if you can, record the conversation. I know that I'm assuming you're in America because you did it in dollars. If you are in a state where it's legal for you to press record on your phone, do the what's it called, voice capture or whatever it is, voice recorder. If you're able to do that on your phone, then do it. If it's not illegal in your state, because obviously you need to abide by the law, record it, get receipts. Whatever happens on this phone call, send a follow-up email, right? This is receipts. You send an email saying, thank you very much for your conversation with me today, Bob. Bob being the name of the manager, or Brenda, whoever, right? We'll say Bob because I like the way it sounds. So thank you, Bob, for the conversation today. Just to reaffirm, my understanding of the phone call is you are taking advice on how to help roommate, and you were upset that I didn't come to you with my with the rumors that I had heard, and in fact have no plans to fire me at this point, as my work level and my targets are met, and I am hitting every, what were they called, KSI, KPIs, or my key performance indicators I'm hitting, whatever it is, right? Whatever happens in that discussion, send an email, unless you're fired, send an email to your manager and say, as per our conversation, and then CC in HR and say in the email, I am CCing in HR so that there is a record in case, please correct me if I have misunderstood anything from our conversation, right? That way, if Bob comes back and says, I never said that, then you've got a note that you can write contemporaneously in an email you send immediately afterwards. If Bob then fires you next week and you go to a tribunal, you can turn around and say, well, I sent you an email on the 7th, whatever, and actually in that email I said this is what I understood the conversation to be, and you haven't, you said that was correct. You didn't come back in for any revision. So that was my understanding, that I carry on doing what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? You cover your ass. Anyway, let's go back to the cards. I don't like the swords, put it that way. Why have I not just done... There we go. You then had the Page of Pentacles. Right, Pentacles again, work, career, finance. Again, Pentacles. Work, career, finance. This is childishness in this instance, right? Pages are youthful behavior. I always see the Knights as teenage rebellious energy and the Pages as youthful innocent energy. This is... Probably they are going to try and gaslight you. Probably they are. I know. Look at me saying all the negatives. I think they are. I think they're going to try and work on your innocence and basically try and tell you that they are doing X, Y, Z, or that it was inappropriate of you to have that conversation with the other manager, and also that you somehow violated the rules of, you know, you should speak to your line manager, who should speak to their line manager. Do you know what I mean? There's going to be something around that they're not happy with. But I think because you did bring up the fact that Bob is a bit of an arsehole or whatever, I think you'll be okay. The only thing I don't like, my darling, is there are 2 pages back to back and one is reversed. And the one that's reversed is the one that is all about trouble and strife. Right, I don't like this. So I think you probably... I don't think you're likely to get fired tomorrow. But if I were you, I'd start looking for maybe another position, or maybe applying for other departments within the same company, put it like that. Not because I think you're going to have a target on your back, but maybe because you're going to have a target on your back. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it'll be anything official. I don't think they're going to officially say you need to watch your step because blah, blah, blah. I don't think anything's going to be that up front. But I do think this manager and this page is probably going to be something along the lines of your manager saying, oh, but name here. Oh, but name here. But I thought that we were closer than that. I'm really sorry that you mistook my you know, or you felt that you couldn't come to me with the rumors that you heard. That's really upset me. I'm really sorry that you weren't able to do that and you felt the need to have to speak to another manager. Next time, please come to me. Friendly, whilst actually they'll be writing you up for every fucking small thing. Oh, you clocked in 1 minute late. Oh, well, therefore that's, you know, you dock an hour's pay, or you whatever, you know what I mean? You didn't tick the box and cross the T correctly. Well, that's another write-up, I'm afraid. And well, you know, unfortunately that is 2 write-ups in a month, so it doesn't look good, does it? Do you know what I mean? There is going to be something here where they are going to be trying to basically, you've got yourself pegged as a troublemaker, right? Because of both of these things. And when it comes down to it, the way they collide, I don't like. I don't like the way this collides with the Page of Swords and the Ace of Wands both being reversed. This ace would be growth. This page is all about troubles and more issues coming. I don't like the fact that we've got work cards coming up in the midst of all of this. I think whatever's happened, my darling, I think whatever's happened, you need to think about your long-term future, put it that way. And in all honesty, I would be very surprised if you were still working for this company in 3 months' time, or at least in this department of this company. It could be that you'll be working for the company, but in another office or another department or under a different manager. Like, that might happen. But it may well be that your manager suggests that. It may well be that Bob says, obviously there's been a breakdown in communication between you and I, and actually, you know, I think it would be better if you go and work under Deborah or whatever, right? That could happen. Just watch your ass, okay? All of it's going to come up in that phone call tomorrow. Try not to get emotional. Try and record it. Try and get your evidence. Try and get your receipts. Don't forget, in these situations, the minute you start getting emotional, they've won. Okay? It's for you. It's your job. It's your career. It's your livelihood. It's what puts food on your table and a roof over your head. For them, you are employee S79413 Alpha. That's all you are. And tomorrow they could have S79414 Alpha or 413 Beta or whatever. They could get the next person from the unemployment line in and into training to do your job. Just remember that they are not there to be a friend. For you, it's important because it covers your bills and pays for your life. For them, unfortunately, in most cases, you're a number. And certainly with issues with bosses, you need to just treat it like that. Unfortunately, in this day and age. I hope that makes sense. Sorry that it's a bit negative news, but I hope that helps. I really do. It does feel like you're in between a bit of a rock and a hard place, but I do hope that helps. Name here. Right, let's look at the comments. Hang on a second. Where are we? Do whatever happened to Scarlet? We answered that one. Who is Scarlet? Scarlet is one of my dragons. She's still around. If I play, oh, hang on, where is it? Where have you gone, Scarlet? There we go. This is Scarlet's sound. Scarlet is fire dragon. She is hot and lusty. She is the fire dragon. When I need fire energy, which is quite an offensive, it's not a very defensive energy, it's an offensive energy. It's full of lust, it's full of sexual energy, it's full of anger, it's full of power, it's full of strength, it's full of burning your bridges. When I need that type of energy for a working or for something, Scarlet is who we call on. There's also Tank. You've heard that sound effect. Tank is an earth dragon who is basically is all like healing. And you would have heard, if you've been here for a while, you might have heard me send Tank off to help people who are undergoing surgeries. Basically an egregore that is designed to help with surgeries and like big healing. It's not so much small healing like, oh, I broke my leg. It's like big healing like, I don't want to lose my leg. Do you know what I mean? It's that one. Laguna is our water dragon, and they are very gentle. They are, if I ever need to do a working, or if I ever use tarot cards where we are getting slowly, and it's almost like counseling, where we're getting slowly, we're unpicking the problem, we're delving a little bit deeper, we're slowly getting into that nitty gritty, we're finding the emotional way through. That's when Laguna comes through. And then the only other one that we've got, and again, you've probably heard this in a different format, is we've got Rocky, who is the spirit dragon, who is the first ever egregore. All the others have been hived off of Rocky. Rocky was my first egregore servitor, Tolpa type energy creation. There's a whole episode, if you go and listen to it, it explains how you how it's possible to create a thought form, and what those thought forms are. And Rocky was my first. And then the other four dragons, as I've needed specific elemental energies, the other dragons have hived off of Rocky and been created as their own thought form. Each have got specific programming and specific tasks that they do, if that makes sense. I know, right? It's very ceremonial, high magic, chaos magic-y. It's very all of that. Right then, name here, let me have a look. You told him she was assaulted. They're heartless. It's not that they're heartless. They're going to tell you that they can't talk about it for privacy reasons, and they're going to tell you that it would be inappropriate and all of that. That's what the feedback you'll get about that. We're going to deal with it. If they were if your roommate was assaulted by anybody on site, it will get dealt with in a specific way, if that makes sense. Ed's coming in shortly. Okay, Ed, thank you. You did already talk about it. That's when he got overly emotional and you hung up on him. The boss. Wow. Okay. I get the Mappin and Web advert all the time, and the Goldsmith watches ones. and another watch one. I've never bought one of those watches. I've got a bloody smartwatch. Do you know what I mean? Why would I want one of those old-fashioned things? You've been watching for over a year, Melinda. Have we not done a deep dive into the dragons in over a year? Bloody hell. No worries, name here. Go. I hope things go okay tomorrow. Let us know next week. You wish you'd remember that, Tank. You would have asked you to help your hubby. He's just had an op last week. Oh, hope it went well, Carl. I think I saw you come in the chat, didn't I? Yeah, I hope you're well, Carl. I really, really, really do. Right, shall we have another round? I think we should have another round, shouldn't we? Let's do, I tell you what, before I do another round, for those of you that have just come in, we do, of course, we have some housekeeping rules here on the channel. After this, I am going to open up another round. Before we go on, here's the housekeeping. Tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do make all of your own decisions about your own life. Tarot should never be used to replace medical advice, legal advice, financial advice, or counselling advice. If you're looking for support in these areas, please do seek out professionals in these areas. You do have to be 18 years of age or over to get a tarot reading on this channel. And remember, please don't share private information here or anywhere else on the internet that you wouldn't want anyone or everyone finding out about now or anytime in the future. Indeed! Go on then, let's open the next round. This is the time if you would like to get yourself in with the chance of a free tarot reading on this lovely channel. All you need to do is put your question into the live chat, starting with the word question. One of those names will get picked at random, and then that person will get the reading. If, however, you want to guarantee your reading, you can do so by sending a super chat. And don't forget, if you want a longer reading, you can send a super chat of $10 or £8 or more. And that will guarantee you that super chat. That will guarantee you that you are up next. You've got about 30 seconds. Get your question in, starting with the word question, and one of the questions will get picked after this. Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat, starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods. Wow. Crystal Rose, you got the reading. I just had a whole chat to myself about that then, Crystal Rose. Yay. So Crystal Rose, your name was selected. Your What did I say at the beginning of this, everybody? I said I have got an awful habit of muting it when the video plays and then not unmuting. That is on me. It's because the last system that we had when we were doing it on StreamYard, which is now like $45 a month, and I can't afford it, to be honest with you. But when we were doing it on StreamYard, it automatically dumbed down the took the microphone, muted the mic until afterwards, so I didn't have to do anything. It turned the microphone back on, so I didn't have to do anything. But Crystal Rose, your question has been selected. What I was saying was, I said, oh, I didn't know you came in. And then I said, but I might have had a whole conversation with you earlier and I've just forgotten because my brain is now mush. Patricia's saying Shannon's question is very complex and difficult to make sense of. Is it? A little bit. I don't know what all the emojis are for. That makes no sense to me, Shannon. But yeah, it's a little bit. It looks like it's like 5 questions in one or something. But Crystal Rose, I do have your question. I keep looking at the mic now. You got me all. I'm no, still working. A general reading for Crystal Rose, right, my darling? Let's have a look for you. So then, Crystal Rose. Shannon and everybody else, if you haven't had your questions selected, go ahead, select and copy and paste it into the next round when I do the doodah noise again. When we get the wah, 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 when that goes off, pop them in the chat again, and who knows, next time it might be you. Right, let's have a look. So Ed's joined us properly. Hello, Ed. Hello, Ed. One of our other moderators has joined us in the chat. He's probably just been walking a lovely fluffy doggo. Ed has the best job in the world, right? Caring for people, which is great. That's fine, right? Don't really care about the humans. But also part of his job is walking fluffy dogs. Walking fluffy dogs in the woods. How cool is that? I want that job. I can do. I can't do that. I've got fibro. I can't do that. I'd fall over, and the dog will end up walking me back, like dragging me by the bloody lead. Anyway, Crystal. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? That's why I've got staffies, you see, because they're big dogs. If I fall over and collapse, they can come and grab hold of me. A bit like Superman in the new trailer for the new film. They can grab you and then sort of like drag you like this down the road or something. Okay, let me have a look. Melinda Brown, that was very kind. I will have a go after this, my darling. I am changing to that one there. So then, Crystal Rose, a general reading for you. Let's do the usual. That was very kind of you, Melinda. Shannon, your question will be up next if I can make sense of it. Let me have a look. So then, bringing in Wispy. Good evening again. Crystal Rose wants to know a general reading, please. A general reading. We'll go through. I'll tell you what, Crystal Rose. How about we look at the next couple of weeks, the next 3 weeks of February? Because what are we on today? Today is the 4th. So that would take us up to the 25th, almost the end, right? So the next 3 weeks. Let's see what the cards have got in store for you, my darling. So then, let's have a look. There we go. There we go. Right then, so put my old lady gogs on so I can actually see. Let's do your cut. And here we go. Here we go. So, this week to come, Wispy. This coming week, what is the main theme? Ooh, Page of Cups energy. Okay. Okay. Excuse me, I had to burp. How unladylike. Page of Cups energy. So the Page of Cups. Cups are all about your emotions. Pages are youthful energy. So childlike energy. So there is something coming this week. Now, this does not look negative, right? Because it's upright. That childlike energy is childlike, not childish. So it's coming up as a really, like, it feels like there's going to be some joyous... Yeah, this coming week is going to... You're going to get either good news or it's going to feel very... very positive, almost like you know when you're a kid and you get to go and choose some sweets from the sweet shop, right? Whether you've got £5 pocket money or £1 pocket money or whatever it was, but you get to go and buy some sweets and you get a comic. I don't know if this was just me, right? But you get your Beano, Dandy, Bash Street Kids, whatever the hell it is, but you get your comic and you get some sweets and you get to go home, and it's really, really cool, right? Because you get to go home and it's yum yums, if that makes sense, right? How cool does that sound? Doesn't it sound amazing that you get to do that, right? That energy is coming up this week. It's like there is something, it doesn't feel like a big massive thing, right? But there is something happening this week that is going to give you that, almost like a kid at Christmas, almost like that feeling of, you know, getting in line to go and see Santa. There's something of that excitement, that buzz that is going to be possibly even really nostalgia led, right? Really nostalgia led. The week after is all about work, right? So the middle of the month, so from, hang on, if that's from the 4th to the 11th, this is this week coming, from the 11th to the 18th is all about working, right? So this doesn't feel like you are going to have, well, I was about to say it doesn't feel very romantic over Valentine's, but it could be. Whatever it is, though, it feels like you are going to burn the candle at both ends. You are going to need to work pretty hard to get achievements met, hit targets, do all of those things, right? And it's going to feel like work coming up. It's going to feel like work. It's going to feel like a slog. So Pentacles is work, career, finances. 8s are all about getting to the 9, getting got to get to the 9, got to get to the 9. It's the white rabbit with the clock from Alice in Wonderland, right? It's that gonna be late, got to be on time, got to be on time, gonna be late, I'm gonna be late. It's like we've got to go. It isn't necessarily work, Crystal Rose. It's you are going, well, you might not work, as in you might not have employment, but you will be hecticana. You will be very hectic this week, right? Working. You will be working, whether that is that's next week, whether you are cleaning, whether you are sorting the house out, whether you are doing paperwork, you are going to be flat out at something that is not going to feel positive. It's going to feel like a slog. It's going to feel like hard work, right? Whatever that is, you are going to be, you're going to be all that. None of those words, none of that was words, Lisa. That was just noises ending in a Scooby-Doo. You are going to be flat out with tasks. It could be chores. It could be paperwork of some kind. There is something coming that after the week of yay is going to be a week of oh my god, and you're going to be muttering my name under your breath. I'm telling you, because you'll be going, fucking hell, Lisa, you've bloody given me this. Bloody hell, Lisa, I didn't. You bloody predicted this. You've manifested it. Blah, blah, blah. Right? That is. Sorry, but that is. I haven't manifested it for you, but that is what you're going to be doing, right? It's all about. You are going to have limited time to get something done, and it's going to be really important. And to get that thing done, you are going to have to stay up late or use all your spoons or whatever. You know what I mean? It's going to be like whatever the project is. That project could be mowing the lawn. It could be doing all of the washing in the house because your washing machine's broken down, but you've still got a washing pile to do because you've got no clean knickers. Whatever it is, right? Whatever it is. That is the vibe from that middle week. It is a working week. It is a hectic, got to get things resolved week. And then the third, you've got the Emperor coming in from the 18th to the 25th. Now, after this week, I'm not sure I like this. This feels like whatever this is, right? Whatever this is, this Emperor is not impressed because he's reversed. The Emperor's a boss. The Emperor is somebody in charge. It's somebody in authority. So even though you don't have employment, thank you, Ed. I am not, honestly, there is no reason why people should be getting the number of adverts they're getting now. This is YouTube has changed something, I swear it. It's from the settings that I've got, it says 24 minutes between each advert. People are getting them far more than that. There is nothing I can do about that. I'm so sorry. But Crystal Rose, this is, right? This Emperor is somebody in your life who is an authority figure or possibly even like a father figure, a mentor figure, something like that. But it is somebody in charge. I don't know that this is... I don't think this is legal. But it could be landlord, or it could be, do you know what I mean? There's somebody somehow who is in charge, right? Somebody somehow who's in charge, somebody somehow who has the authority over you in some way. It could be something as petty, right? This could be as petty as an HOA where someone's gone, Actually, under the HOA rules of 2021, you can't have your house that colour. You need to repaint it, otherwise we have the right to charge you a fine. Whatever, right? It's something along those lines. And these two are very much connected, right? So this is separate. There's good news coming this coming week. A good, woo, hello. Everything's, ooh, lovely. And then there is some piece of information or some piece of something that you need to work on and get to somewhere, right? Something has to happen, and it's gonna be a hectic week where you need to get this done by the deadline. Whatever that something is, it feels paperworky or it feels red tapey, which is why I went immediately to HOA, right? There's something like that. It's some petty bullshit that you need to do. And whatever you do, this emperor figure is still going to come in and go, oh, well, actually, you should have completed this, and then you should have filled out form 371A, and you filled out 479, and unfortunately, we can't issue the permit. It's going to be one of those, right? It's like going to the DVLA or something. It is something like that is going to be a pain in your ass. And it's going to be nitpicky as all hell. But after that, let's look at, because there is that last week, let's look at the last few days of February for you, my darling. After that, Ace of Swords. There's a new hurdle coming for March, right? Whatever this is with this Emperor. Oh, you can't, I just realised I bloody changed the camera and you can't see it. Whatever this this Emperor is, it's leading to something else, right? So this needs to be sorted, because whatever this issue is, Emperor's not going to be happy about it, and it's going to lead to something else. So just be aware. It's not a big hurdle, but it's going to be a pain in the ass to fix. I hope that helps, Crystal Rose. I really do. Good luck with it, whatever it is. Good luck with it. It feels petty as all hell. It really, really does. Whatever it is, my darling, it feels petty as all hell. But anyway, thank you ever so much for your question. Right, where was I? Melinda has opted for a super chat for Shannon. So thank you ever so much, Melinda, for that. That's very, very kind of you. I will have a little look. Let me just have a look. Patricia, it's rather amusing what YouTube thinks we are. You get luxury goods and gambling. Ed gets health supplements. Should be the other way around. You never get adverts for health. Okay. Dormouse, who's grumpy, says Sarah. Grumpy is your husband. He knows he's called Grumpy. He wears the t-shirt and has a mug. That's funny. That's funny, but sweet funny. That's funny, but sweet. Rue adores an ear scratch. He sends a snort to your ear back. He thinks ear snorts are lovely. Ah. That's cool. Rue nibbles his way through the day, refuses to get up before midday, and then moves from his bed in Grumpy's room to your bed in the front of a fire and grazes in between. A very laid-back, lazy mutt. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, give Rue a scratch behind the ear. Buddy has a tendency to graze, then ends up being sick. Yep. I can relate to that. I can relate to that. Rue is a 33 kilogram. 60. That's about like 70 pounds. Wow. Standard poodle, you risk 70 pounds. That's big. He's 11 and eats like a sheep, then wants out, then likes fresh water. You love him. Even though he's a lapdog. Yeah, our staffies do that. They will go and eat a load of food and then want water and then go out and then come back in and want more water and then go do that and then come back and then go and do that and then come back. All the time. All the time. Right then, Melinda, let me find Shannon's question. There we go. I'm going to try. Shannon Suarez, hopefully you're still here on the live stream. If you are, just give us a thumbs up in the chat, my darling. Just give us a thumbs up in the chat. The fluffy woofer you walk is 56 kilos. How much is that? How much is that? It's 2.5. Computer. 56 times 2.2. It's like 112 plus
123.2.
123.2. Wow. Rue came to you at 43 kilograms. So that's 86 plus the 0.2s, which I can also work out. So that'll be 86 plus 8 is 94, about 94 pounds. Is that right? Computer, 43 times 2.2.
43 times 2.2 is 94.6.
Wow. 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 Big doggos. It could be, if there's a mold situation, Crystal Rose, the doodah, the Emperor energy, my gut instinct was that felt very yay, Shannon's here. It felt very landlordy. I don't know why that popped in my head. It feels very landlordy, but it's going to be an issue that's ongoing into March. So it could be that they will come and try and fix it, but it's going to take some you know, you might get told they're coming in a week and you've got to get the place sorted or something. I don't know. Right then, Shannon, let me look at your question because it is a little bit complicated. Right. So, Stephen Winnick, is he going to pay? As in revenge? Are we talking about getting some belladonna and some, like, do you know what I mean? Some little, adding some drops to his tea. I was just reading about somebody who did that, and she was responsible for 400 back in Italy in the like Middle Ages, and she was responsible for 400 husbands being unalived by their wives because she gave them a potion, which is bonkers. I think you mean pay as in money. Will this current team get you to your goal? Can I get to shenanigans again? That's 3 questions, my darling. What you I don't know how to answer 3 questions. In all honesty, that's a lot. Is Stephen Winnick going to pay? Is this a financial matter or a legal matter? Will this current team get you to your goal, and can you get to shenanigans again? That is 3. It seems like 3 separate questions, and then I don't know what the dates are for either. Can you explain it in the chat, my darling? Explain it in the chat, and I'll tell you what. I'll do the cleansing and the shuffling. If it's 3 separate questions, I can't answer 3 separate questions, my darling. You're going to have to pick a question. There's no way of picking, of doing 3 separate questions in one 3-card reading. I can't do that, my darling. But if you choose, like, so what question is it that you're wanting me to do? Because if it's 3 separate ones, I can't do that on a live like that, my darling. So I'm going to cleanse the space. Let me swap to that one. I'm going to cleanse the space. Stephen owes you money. Right, okay. Let me have a look then. Right, so Wispy, Shannon Suarez wants to know if Stephen is going to pay, and will the current team get Sharon to their goal? Right. Thank you, Patricia. Okay, so let's look at that. So I'm going to do you a single card, Shannon. Right? Is Stephen going to pay? Wispy, we need a definitive answer. Okay, so a definitive answer. Is Stephen going to pay? And if we get a definitive answer on the first card, we'll go to the second question with the second card and third with the third if we get a definitive answer. Okay, that's the best I can do for you, my darling. So let's have a look. Right then. There we go. Big dogs are characters. Rue is your 10th rescue. Wow. My I've got 2 staffies, so yeah, they're both characters, and they're both they're fairly medium. Right then, so is Stephen going to pay? Let's have a look. Wispy, old dragon, old friend of mine. Let's see what you're going to say. Is Stephen going to pay up? Page of Pentacles. So Pentacles is finance. We had the page just now. childishness. Meh. Okay, we've got sort of positive energy with this, but it's childlike. Wispy. I'm pulling a second card for Stephen. Is Stephen going to pay? We've got the pentacles in place. Is he going to repay his debt? Is he going to pay what's owed? Hang on. No. If he does, you're going to wait a long time. You're going to wait a long time. The Hanged Man or the Hanged One, a lot of people are scared of this card. It isn't a scary card because this person is choosing to be there. This is a very specific type of Japanese rope play. And this is all about choosing to be there and giving up autonomy and allowing yourself to go with the flow and be led. Those that know will know that's a very polite description of what normally happens with this Japanese rope play. But anyway, it's about sacrificing the short term and waiting and pausing. Now, when this card comes up, the Hanged One or the Hanged Man is all about sacrificing for the long term. In this case, because we're asking, is Stephen going to pay? No, he is going to try and wheedle out of this. He is going to try and get to this situation where you forget about it or let it go, right? He's going to try and delay. I'll get it to you. My check's not coming in. I haven't been paid from work. I haven't done this. I haven't done that, until you get him on Judge Judy or until you get him in front of an actual, another small claims court or something. That's the only way he's going to pay. This is really, right? He's playing with you. This playfulness with this money. He has no intention of giving this over willingly. He's literally dangling it around. Well, I was going to say like a wiener, but yeah, pretty much like a wiener. He's dangling it like a carrot, right? And he's trying to go, oh, look, well, if you want the money, then I should be with you, or you should be with me, or, well, you're going to have to do these things that I want you to do. And I just don't want you to have the money, even though I know I owe you it. I just don't want you to have it. So I don't think I'm going to give it to you, but I might give it to you. If you're nice to me, I might give it to you. It's all of that bullshit. Right, which we haven't got time for. No one has time for that. No one, when it comes down to money, give me my money. There's a reason. Bitch better have my money. Exactly. Bitch better have my money. And in this case, Stephen better have your money, right? But he's going to try and fob you off. Right, let's see. Will the current team get you to your goal? Let's see. Ooh, King of Cups reversed. Oh, hang on. Is that for this? That's for this. Ooh. Or is it for this? Right, I'll tell you what. We'll go for 2 cards for this one. There you go. How about that? King of Cups. So, emotionally, will your team get you to your goal? Emotionally, I'm not sure. The King of Cups. Cups is your emotional suit. The kings are normally in charge, but this king is reversed, which means this king is not a very good leader. So, I don't know what you mean by your current team get you to your goal. If it's a work-based team, then possibly not. However, this is a chance for you. You might need to step up, right? Because the King of Cups is reversed, which basically means this king is a bit crap, right? So the king is the leader and a bit too emotional, a bit too either not emotionally invested or too emotionally invested, depending on what the situation is, right? If it's a cold, hard, like, I don't know, say you work for I don't know, say you work for a legal firm, right? This is not a case to get emotional about, but the leader is emotional. Say you work for a sales firm. This is the leader being unable to get you there. Excuse me. This, however, this Ace of Wands is a new self-confidence, a new confidence, a new self-esteem. This is you being stronger. So I don't think you are going to get will your team get you to your goal? I don't think so. Not like this. However, out of it comes your confidence, my darling. I hope that helps. I really do hope that helps. I think Stephen's you're going to need either a lawyer or just to effectively, right, hang on. Let me put it this way, right? And again, this is not legal, financial or medical or any advice, counselling advice. But if you can, in your own mind, write off the money that Stephen owes you, right? Just say that money is gone. I'm not going to get it back, but you're still going to try and get it back from him, right? So move forward as if it's never coming back, but still tell him every 5 minutes, I want my money. Bitch better have my money, right? So you just keep telling him that over and over and over and over and over again. When are you paying me? Bitch better have my money. When are you paying me? It's now been another month. I need the money. You've been paid, Stephen. You've had your bonus in April. Bitch better have my money, right? You keep doing that, but in your mind, you've written it off because he's going to play silly buggers, right? And unless you go through the court or unless you go through some sort of sending him a letter from a solicitor going, oi, to whom it may concern, bitch better have my money, right? Until that happens, he ain't going to pay up, love. He's just going to, I don't know what you mean. I don't really owe it. Or I might owe it. Or, but I don't, but I do, but I will. I will give it back, but I won't, but I can't, but I will, but I maybe, but not. Right? He's just going to obfuscate the problem until it tries to go away. In terms of the other thing, will your team get you to where you want to go? No. You've got the King of Cups, which is the emotional king, the emotional leader, reversed. So there is either too many emotions in play or not enough emotions in play. So either somebody cares too much and is going to let their heart rule their head about decisions, or they don't care enough about getting to that point. Hopefully that makes sense. And then you've got the Ace of Wands coming in saying that basically it's going to be your turn. You are going to need to step up. And you're going to have to take care of things yourself, basically. If you want to get to your goal, this current team, I don't think is going to do it. You need to stand up and be your own advocate. Does that make sense? Right? Whatever that is, you need to be your own advocate. And if that means going to a different team, if that means going to a different, I don't know whether it's a sports team or whether it's a work team, but whatever it is, you might need to be on a different team to get your goals. Hopefully, my darling, that helps. Thank you ever so much for your question. And of course, thank you very much to Melinda, who sent a super chat so that you could get your questions answered. And yeah, sorry I can't do all three, but I did my best, my darling. I did my best. Right then, I think we've got time. We have got time for one more round. One more round, everybody. One more round, one more round, one more round. And I don't mean a round of shots. I would like a round of shots. Although these days I don't drink. So I think if I had a round of shots, I think I would probably fall over drunk in my chair. I would. I did have, the other week, we did a Saturday evening live stream, right, for the members. And I had a glass and I had that much mead in it. Now, mead is 10% alcohol. So roughly like a small, like a half of a small glass of wine. And I had it with some Diet Pepsi or Pepsi Max, right? That, when I left the live stream, talking with the members, and I went back into Rufus was like, you look a bit pink. I was like, do I look a bit pink? I don't think I look pink. I'm perfectly fine. I wasn't quite that bad, but almost. Anyway, let's have another round. So go ahead, pop the chat. Pop the question into the chat, starting with the word question, or of course, this is your last chance for a super chat if you want to send one of those. Either way, go ahead and do the things. If you do it just about now, there should be time to get your question in. What are we going for? Let's go for, shall we go for Mexico at dawn? I think we should go for Mexico at dawn, which is that one.
Ask your question now. Send your question as a super chat to guarantee your 3-card reading is next. Donations of $10 or £8 or over will receive a longer 6 or 7 card reading. To try for a free reading, write your question in the live chat starting with the word question. If no super chats come in, a free question will be chosen at random. And if you need help, just ask one of our mods.
I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. I don't have it on mute. Who have we got? Oh, there's some lovely crows. Look at the lovely crows. Ed has sent some photos of crows. You might think I like crows. I mean, you know, there's one there. There's one there. There's one. Where's Patricia's crow gone? It's somewhere in the background. I think it's probably reflecting off of there. And there's one on my cloth. And I was joking, Sarah. I was joking. I was going like that. I was joking. Sonali Thakura. Hello, my darling. I've got your question. Para's feeling towards you. He is a friend. Heart. Does he like you? Ooh. Okay, my darling. So we've got a question. Does Paras? Hopefully I'm saying Paras. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. If 3 crows visit you, Crystal Rose, if you were one of my friends in real life, I would tell you it's me. It is my crows coming to you, because that is a sign that most people now know that if they get 3 crows or ravens on their roof or opposite roof, if they see them in a big hurdle first thing, or if they see them and they are persistently there, it tends to be me. It's one of the signals. Am I able to put the pics on screen? I can't. With this setup, I can't share the screen. I don't think. Hang on a sec. No, I can't. I don't know how to do that on this one, Ed. On this software, I don't know how to do that, my love. But thank you for the crow. I'll just take all the pictures of crows that you want to send me. That's lovely. But no, I don't. Right then, Sonali. So we're going to cleanse the space for you, my darling. Let's get to, shall we? And there we go. Chaotic energy in here. As always, it's my ADHD brain. It's the advert keeps putting you back. Wow. No, I don't understand why that's happening. Sarah, I really don't. Right then, so Wispy, we have a reading for Sonali Thakur. Paris feeling towards Sonali. He's a friend, but is he anything more? Is there a little bit of do we need a little bit of scarlet energy with that lustful fire energy? I love just being able to, oh, there we go. I love it. It's so, love it. So Wispy, is there a hint of some passion between Paris and Sonali? Is there anything at all there? Let's have a look. Is there something there? Is there something happening? That's what we want to know. Ooh, almost lots of things happening. Right, let's see what we've got. Oh, Sonali, we've had a card flip. My darling. So when this happens, it's called a clarifying, or modifying card. Now, what this literally does is it changes the next 3 cards that we lay down, okay? This has come up already this evening once. It's the 8 of Pentacles, and this is talking about working flat out at the moment. So this is suggesting that I don't know whether you and Paras work together, or whether there is some sort of connection through work, but it feels at the moment that one or both of you are pretty hectically focused on work right now. Could be studies. If you are studying, if you're at a university or something, it could be studying, but it really does feel as if at the moment there's not going to be a lot of time for dating because of all of this, because of everything you've got going on. Okay, so just bear that in mind. It will change some of the way that the cards are when we look down. You used to be colleagues. Okay, that makes sense. It's very much, it feels like there is either a work reason or some sort of element to do with targets and deadlines and working hard and all of that might come into play. So let's see what that means. Let me have a look. Oh, it's going again. Oh, look at that. A second drop. The cards aren't sure. Right then, so let's have a look. We've got the Queen of Swords. This is where you are. What you need to know, the Two of Wands and the Six of Cups reversed. Okay, my darling. So I think you're firmly in the friend zone, right? I think you're firmly in the friend zone. So Eight of Pentacles reversed, that is definitely work, career, finance type energy. The eights are all about working hard, working to a deadline. This reversal, if you used to be colleagues and now you don't see as much of each other, that is what this reversal is coming in. It's basically saying that maybe you missed an opportunity when you worked together. But at the moment, it's like at the moment you're both too busy working on your own things, if that makes sense. So where you are right now, we've got the Queen of Swords reversed. The Queen of Swords is trouble, strife, challenges, obstacles. Now, this is basically, let me put it this way. This is basically saying that, I'm not saying that you're the issue, but if you earn more money than him, if you work more hours than him, if you are in a position of authority over him, then that's where this comes in. That's where that suggestion is. It's not a huge problem, but it's enough for him. Do you know what I mean? You know how some men get really funny about it if you are better at them than something? Do you know what I mean? If you do something, and you know, if they do something but you do it 10 times better, they can get all butthurt, they can get all ego-y about the things that you do. So if you earn more money, or if you work more hours, or if you do something, if you're higher up in a company, anything at all like that, there's something here that is causing a bit of a that's why you're permanently friend zoned. The reason I'm saying that, my darling, is look, what you need to know, we've got the Two of Wands. Now, twos are about couples, but twos are about couples, but when it comes to wands, that's very much about growing together, friendships. It's about growing self-esteem. It's about allies. It's about having each other's back. It isn't about a romantic relationship or a physical relationship. It's all about, you know, having friends and having, you know, that sort of connection, if that makes sense, right? When we look at what the opportunity or what the future opportunity is, we've got the Six of Cups. Now, Cups is your emotional suit here, but again, it's reversed. I think sixes for me are about wider community. Okay, so this is about groups of people. It could be that there is some sort of event coming up where you might both be at the same event, right? So whether it's a work party or a mutual friends party or something like that, there is something coming up that I think might be like your only opportunity for that to cross over into anything romantic. But because this is reversed, I don't think it will. I don't think it will, my darling. I don't think it's headed that way. I think that this will be, I think Perez is probably going to be a very good friend, but would make a rubbish boyfriend, put it that way. right? Because it feels with this card and with this 8 coming up here, it feels like there's too much of a disparity between where you're both at the moment. And it's fine for a friendship, but I don't think Paris is looking at you that way at the moment. And even at this event, whatever this party is, whatever's happening, whatever this group event, it could be a lunch, could be, as I say, a big party, could be a mutual friend's wedding, could be anything at all, birthday, whatever this is, it's almost like you'll be connecting, but very much as friends. There won't be that romantic connection in play. So if you end up seeing him at whatever this event is, I would treat it just as a friendship event, not as a chance to sort of say, you know, maybe we should go out for drinks one night, or maybe we should go out for coffee or something, if that makes sense. I hope that helps, my darling. It really does feel, with this 8 of Pentacles, it really does feel like however the two of you have kind of forked in the road, and that's forked, F-O-R-K-E-D, however you've kind of gone your separate ways, it feels like when you were both at the same point, at the same company or at the same office or whatever it was, it feels like that was your opportunity, and now I don't think he's going to see you in that way. For whatever reason, I don't think he's going to see you in that way. I hope that helps, my darling. Let me have a look in the doodah. Oh, no problem at all, my darling. No problem at all. You're guessing yours was something to do with banking. What was? An advert. Oh, okay. He's struggling with his finances. You're accurate. That might well be it then. If you earn more money than he does, he won't be happy about that. He won't feel comfortable about that. You know how some men are with that. It's sometimes it's ridiculous, isn't it? Sometimes it's completely understandable. But if one person is working in a higher position than another, then, you know, it's like, well, let me get the lunch. Let me get the lunch. Do you know what I mean? Or let me pay for coffee. You don't have to pay for coffee every time. Let me pay for coffee. I earn more money than you, or you earn more money than me. So why am I paying for coffee every time? Do you know what I mean? Whichever way round it is, when money gets involved in relationships, it's always difficult because nobody likes to talk about it. And for some people, it's a real sticking point. It really, really is. Listen, at one point, right, my other half at one point used to hate it if we were out shopping, and up until I met him, I was 100% independent, right? Did my own shopping, spent my own money, paid for my own bills. Never, ever, 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 ever in my entire life had a man pay anything for me. And so it took me a little while when we're going shopping for him to pay. It took me a little while to get used to that. But it took him longer because he would go, oh, but I was going to pay. And I'll go, yeah, but we're a partnership. And I want to pay for groceries sometimes as well. And it took him a long time. Like, we're talking probably years, like maybe 3 or 4 years, for him to accept the fact that I also wanted to pay for shopping. I also learned 9 times out of 10, well, not 9 times out of 10. I also learned sometimes just let him pay. And sometimes you go, oh, I can't find my card. It's in here somewhere. Oh, hang on a second. Off comes the card. You go, oh, thank you. I'm joking. Well, sort of. But yeah, I had to learn, and he had to learn. And sometimes blokey blokes are a little bit like that when it comes down to finances. And I didn't earn more money than him at the time. But sometimes when it comes down to things like that, men can be a bit sticky. So yeah, I think currently you're friend zoned, Sonali, but hopefully if he gets a promotion, or if he gets a better job, or if he gets a better opportunity somewhere, then hopefully that can be revisited down the line. But for now, my darling, I would just chill. But anyway, thank you ever so much, everybody, for joining me tonight. I've had a really good evening. I've really enjoyed tonight. It's been really lovely. Thank you so much, everybody. Sunday, what day is Sunday? Sunday is the 9th. So I might do... Oh, no, because we've got the 11th. On the 11th, I'm going to do a Valentine's special, right? So on the 11th, we'll do a Valentine's special. And I might also do that on the 16th as well. So that whole week might be a Valentine's special. I don't know yet. Haven't decided. But if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you going to love someone else? Can I get an amen? Amen. Also, do please check out the video that I did for, it's called The Path Ahead for February. It's got a really lovely self-love ritual in it, a really lovely candle spell ritual with a few herbs, nothing too outrageous. You can get hold of them. If you can't get hold of any of them, just leave them out. If you can't get hold of, like most people can get hold of rosemary, if that's the only one you can get, use that. If you can get lavender and calendula, use those as well. But if you can only get hold of the rosemary, then just use what you've got. But anyway, yeah, have a little look at that this month because it's been designed for February. And I will see you next time, which is going to be Sunday evening at 7 p.m. UK time or 6 p.m. UK time for the lovely Crow family, our lovely members only chat, where we talk about all sorts of randomness. We really do. We really talk about all sorts of everything with the Crow Collective up here in the corner. As you can see, that is our lovely logo for the members only chat. It is our Crow Collective, our lovely Crow crew. We talk about all sorts and the members get free reading. So if you are a member, do join us over there on Sunday. But that's going to be it from me. And as I always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic. And I will definitely see you on the next one. See you soon.
Join the Crow Collective. Help to support this channel by becoming a member here on YouTube. From £2.99 per month, you will gain access to members-only perks, live streams, competitions, sneak peeks and more. Just click on Join for more information. Thank you to all our members.